Hello everyone and welcome to Star Wars Unleashed. Today I'll be posting my first ever YouTube video, and because it is my first video, I'm going to start off with a bit of an introduction to myself, to what I love about the Star Wars saga, what it means to me, and I'm also going to be showing off some of my lightsaber collection, which is, a pretty decent collection, not even close to the biggest collection I've ever seen, because there are some people who, with much more money than me, who have a lot of really nice lightsabers, but it's alright, it's better than some people have, and I figure might as well show off my lightsabers and show a big part of the Star Wars fandom and what that means to me. So for an introduction, my name is Nick, but I'll be on here going by Star Wars Unleashed. I also have Twitter and an Instagram at Unleashed Star Wars, and so some of you might follow me on there. I will be posting links to these videos up on the Twitter and Instagram channel, maybe hoping to get some views, I don't know. But this channel honestly is just going to be talking about Star Wars from a basic everyday fan's perspective. I know sometimes you see the bigger YouTube channels who are able to get the stars, who are big time fans, who are more in the spotlight. I'm unfortunately not one of those people. I'm just a 20-year-old kid in a basement with some Star Wars posters and some lightsabers. And but I've been a fan ever since I was probably 6 years old when my father introduced me to Star Wars. He was a fan since 1977 when he saw the first original Star Wars in theaters. And ever since I saw these movies as a kid, and I did watch them the proper way, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, I've been just captivated by this universe that was created. I love how it represents something so much bigger than just space battles and lightsabers. I love the characters. I love that you can relate to a lot of the things that go on in this, and you can incorporate the ideologies into your everyday life. I mean, I just love not only that, but the fact that it's a cinematic masterpiece. All of these movies, including the prequels. I am a prequel fan. I know some people don't like them. I'm not one of those people. I grew up on the prequels, so I may be a bit biased. I have that nostalgia for Revenge of the Sith more than anything. So I'm going to start off right off the bat. Revenge of the Sith, favorite Star Wars movie, almost tied with Empire Strikes Back, though. So, but anyways, so this saga has been like a big part of my life for my entire life. There isn't a time I can remember where I haven't been a Star Wars fan. Everybody knows that. I own probably 3 million Star Wars shirts. I'm always wearing them every day. People know I'm Star Wars obsessed. I'll occasionally write fan fiction. Obviously, I spend a lot of money on lightsabers. And this saga is just, it's important to me, you know? It's a big part of who I am. And I love that it has actually brought me closer with people. And a lot of my friends, I've gotten into Star Wars, and we go see the movies together. Actually, to see The Last Jedi, I had 15 people with me, and that was like a great moment. Like, because back when you're a kid, you think, "Oh, I love Star Wars, I'm a nerd," but it gets to a point where I'm not a nerd. Everybody loves Star Wars. We're all nerds. So it's been a good thing in my life. It's helped me get closer with my friends. It's helped me express myself more, and that's why I'm so into it. So I hope to hopefully give back some of that and show Star Wars fans who might not have had the same experiences socially as I have that there are other nerds out here. We're all one big Star Wars geeky family, and I know especially in these polarized times over, new movies coming out and expanded universe being erased and all that, there's a lot of arguing going on online. There's a lot of fights going on, and I want this to be one of the channels that doesn't happen on, because I'm not going to come out and attack people for their beliefs. I love the expanded universe. I was really mad when they got rid of that. However, I also love the new Disney movies. Force Awakens blew my mind when I first saw it, because that was the first Star Wars movie I ever got to see in theaters. And I went with all my friends, and it was mind-blowing for me. Rogue One, also a fantastic movie. The Darth Vader scene in the hallway had me pinned to my seat. Last Jedi, I loved The Last Jedi, and even though it wasn't what I expected, I thought it made sense, and the more I watch it over and over again, it's a really good movie. So if you didn't like it the first time, I'd say watch it again with an open mind. Lower your expectations of what you think should happen, and think about what actually is happening. And I think you'll enjoy it a bit more, because that's what I had to do. And the Han Solo movie, which I saw 2 days ago, opening night, let me just tell you, that is a fantastic movie. I don't know even where I place it on my scale, because I do have a pretty pretty set scale. I try and go through after every movie and analyze and think, all right, this is probably up here. I like it about as much as I like this, because it helps to make it more real for me, and it helps me know what I like and dislike in the Star Wars movie. And so I'm still trying to decipher where the Han Solo movie lies, but it's definitely not in the bottom 3 or 4. Definitely not. So, no, it's a fantastic movie. Go see it if you haven't seen it. I won't spoil anything in this video. I was actually considering doing a review as my first video, but I'm going to hold off on that, let people get more introduced to the channel, and then I'll do a review at some point. So, but yeah, so Star Wars is just basically the center of my life. I mean, other than maybe my girlfriend, who also watches Star Wars with me, so that's a win. She got me this ring, which says, "May the Force be with you" on it. I thought that was pretty nice, and she has a tendency to buy a lot of Star Wars stuff for me. And so anyways, that's what I want to bring to this YouTube channel. I want this to be a place people can go and just watch some cool Star Wars videos, because I know there are times I can't sleep late at night and I just want to scour the internet for Star Wars videos, and there's a lot out there, but not all of them are, real small-time fans like me. It's more the big-time stuff, and, I wish I could be that big, but I'm somebody like the rest of you. I'm just an average guy with a passion for Star Wars. So now I want to get into the next part of my first video, and I'm going to introduce some of my lightsabers that I have, because I do have a decent lightsaber collection. Now, altogether, I don't know how much money I've spent on these. Some of these have been gifts. Some of them, they've been purchased over time. My first lightsaber I got, probably, I want to say it was 2006, and it was one of the old Master replicas. It was Luke Skywalker, Return of the Jedi, and I still have it, and some work has been done on it. It's been converted, so I'll show that off. I'm going to start with my two basic sabers here. These are two sabers from Ultra Sabers. They are the Dark Initiate sabers. Wow, those are incredibly bright. I have a green one and a blue one. And these are basically my matching pair. My girlfriend has claimed the blue one as her own, so that one is hers, but it's really mine. And then I have the green one here. So those are those two sabers. They're stunt sabers, meaning no sound, but they have been beat to hell. Me and my friends have lightsaber battles, and these things hold up real well. So these were some of my these were some of my early sabers. I wouldn't say my first battling sabers, because I actually sold my first one recently, but these were some of the early Ultra Sabers that I got, some of the early dueling sabers, and so far they've been fantastic, no issues, and I'm glad I own them. These are really beater sabers, so they can hold up to some abuse. Next, I'm going to show off some of my, well, first it's going to be a Master Replicas. This is going to be the Master Replicas Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader. This one is actually more recent in my collection, surprisingly. My father has a friend who sells these, and so he got it. It's still in its original box and everything, which I thought was honestly fantastic. And he gave it to me for Christmas, not this past Christmas, the year before, when Rogue One was coming out. He actually we saw Rogue One, it was my second time, his first time, on Christmas, after I got this lightsaber, and I had already seen the movie, and it fit perfectly. So this is that saber. Wow, that looks actually decent on camera there. Pardon the glare over here, but this is it's an older saber, but it does check out. These ones are less for fighting and more for just showing off, as is the case with the next one, which is going to be the Black Series Kylo Ren. This one I got when it first came out, so it was $200. Was it a bad purchase? No. Should I have waited to get a better crossguard saber that I could actually duel with? Yes. But I did what I did. I was younger then. I got this, it must have been early 2016, and honestly, I do love the thing, because who doesn't love some crossguard action there? So this is one of my lightsabers. I'll go more in depth in an actual lightsaber review, but this is just an introduction to what I do have, kind of showing off some cool stuff. And, for anyone who's looking at buying lightsabers, these are some good options. I would recommend all of these. This one may be the least, because you can't fight with it, and it is a bit wobbly, but if you're looking for something that's just a prop, it's perfect. If you're dressing up as Kylo Ren for a convention, whatever you might be doing, this is a perfect option for a saber. Now, give me 1 second. I'm going to be grabbing a blade for the next couple sabers to show these off. I have 2 more, so that makes a grand total of 6. I would have 7, but one of my Ultra Sabers broke. I'll actually show that one off right now. That would be this one. This would be the Dominix, I think, V4. And we were fighting with it, and my buddy has a tendency to hit too hard, and the retention screw actually got really wedged into it. I almost couldn't get the blade that was in there out, but I did manage, and but I haven't been able to get the actual screw out. So I'm working on that. It's not my top priority, but this is a red Dominix, also a really great lightsaber that I hope I can get fixed, and that's from Ultra Sabers as well. So that's basically the bigger model of the miniature sabers that I had. So this next one, also an Ultra Saber, is going to be the Scorpion. And as you can see, this is a dark side saber through and through. And while I consider myself more of a Jedi these days, back in the day I used to consider myself quite dark side. And so I got this lightsaber about a year ago, and honestly, it's fantastic. It holds up well enough during battle, and very bright. Looks deadly. Looks like a deadly Sith lightsaber. I love the claw on here. I love the Phantom Menace Obi-Wan style pommel here, which is actually the only difference is the pointed edges on that. And basically this is, I love the windows here. This is just like, for me, the ultimate dark side saber. I was very happy to get my hands on this, and that one cost $200 something as well from Ultra Sabers. It was light sound, and I'd say definitely worth what I paid for it. I definitely have gotten my use out of this. But that one's not my favorite. I'm saving the best for last. And earlier in this video, I mentioned that I still had my original lightsaber, my first real lightsaber from 2006, and I do. It is the Master Replicas 2005 Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker. And I know some of you who know lightsabers are going to be like, oh, the thick neck. The thick neck on that kills it. However, I have sausage hands. I have big hands. And this lightsaber is really good for that, because I can actually, when I'm twisting it and spinning it, I can hold it from up here and not get the box in the way. And I can slide my hand up and be able to hold it from here, where on a thin neck you really can't do that. Plus, I have rather hard swings, and I would be worried about breaking a thin neck. So I got this converted mainly for sentimental value for this Christmas. And, you know, I figured with Last Jedi coming out, even though we barely saw it, I wanted something that was sentimental to me and that also was Luke Skywalker-ish. And this lightsaber, which I already had, it was the first thing I thought of. And I just got to say, I am glad I got this thing converted. And now what a conversion is, they removed the blade, which was a fixed blade like the Darth Vader one. And so that meant I couldn't duel with it. And they removed that. And this was done by AJ's Great Lakes Customs, by the way, so shout out to him. And they put an in-hilt LED, which is what you can see down there, and then a blade holder on here, so you can put a hollow blade in it. This one is from Ultra Sabers, but you can buy them from Saber Forge or wherever. You just slide that in there, and then that thing is very bright. My favorite lightsaber. I've battled with this since then, and it holds up, and it's my first lightsaber. I love how it feels in my hands because I've grown up using it. I love how it looks. I love that it's Luke Skywalker. I love the green color because, like I said, I consider myself a bit of a Jedi, and if I were to have a lightsaber, I think green would be it. And so this is my prized possession. This is my favorite lightsaber. Overall, honestly, with all the work that's been done with it, it's probably worth upwards of $250, $300 that I've put into it, including the $100 I spent to buy it back in 2006. And I'd say it's worth every penny. I would not trade this thing for anything in the world. And so there's that. This is my lightsaber. And that's my lightsaber collection. So that's been my introduction to the channel, to myself, to my lightsabers. I want to do a whole bunch of videos. I do want to take some requests. But I will be doing videos including my lineup of the movies. I will be doing my favorite characters. I will be doing my thoughts about Rebels, Clone Wars, the Han Solo movie, a review of that, some of my best experiences with Star Wars, and I'll just be exploring the Star Wars universe. So if you have any recommendations, feel free to put them right in the comments or on my Instagram or Twitter, which I will have a link to in the description. And you all have a fantastic day. May the Force be with you.